A stalker? I have to write this down. I don't know what else to do. I can feel its eyes on me even now, from the darkest corner of the room. This has to be the way. It has to be. It started a few weeks ago, in one of those late-night, bleary-eyed dives into the septic tanks of the internet. I clicked on a link that led to another and another, until I landed on a web page that looked like it had been rotting since 1999. The background was a nauseating, repeating texture, and the text was a sickly green. It was a blog, long dead, with only one post. The author wrote about something they called the Watcher. They said it was a thing that latches on, that it travels not through touch or sound, but through knowledge. The final line of the post, half corrupted by broken code, was still perfectly clear. If you've read this, it's already with you. I laughed. Of course I did. It was just some amateur horror fiction. I closed the tab and went to bed. The next morning, the coffee mug I'd left in the sink was sitting on the center of my kitchen table. Clean. I chalked it up to being tired, to my memory failing me. The day after that, the back door I had bolted shut the night before was slightly ajar, letting in a sliver of cold morning air. Then came the feeling. A constant heavy pressure on the back of my neck, like the stare of a predator. Every empty doorway felt occupied. Every shadow seemed to hold its breath as I passed. I started leaving all the lights on, but it only carved out more corners for my eyes to dart toward. The first time I saw it, I was walking home. The street was empty, the night silent except for my own footsteps. I felt the stare intensify, and I spun around. Nothing, just a line of streetlights stretching back into the darkness. I kept walking, faster this time. I glanced back again. From behind the furthest streetlight, something pale was leaning out. A head, impossibly long and white, tilted at an angle that a human neck could never manage. It had no features, just a smooth, egg-like surface. But I knew it was looking right at me. I froze, my heart trying to hammer its way out of my chest. As I watched, it didn't duck or flinch. It just retracted, sliding back into the darkness with a liquid smoothness that wasn't natural. I ran. I didn't stop until I burst through the doors of the local police precinct, babbling about being followed. The officer behind the desk gave me a look of profound boredom and pity. He told me to go home and get some sleep. The walk back to my apartment was the longest of my life. It got worse, so much worse. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to find all the photos on my wall turned to face it. I'd catch its reflection in the black screen of my television, a tall, gaunt shape standing in the hallway right behind me. I'd whip around, and there would be nothing but empty air, the feeling of its presence still clinging to the space like a static charge. It never moved when I looked at it directly. It never made a sound. It just watched. Last night was the breaking point. Convinced I was losing my mind, I set my phone up to record the living room while I tried to sleep on the sofa. I needed proof. I needed to know if this was real. After hours of tossing and turning, I grabbed the phone and scrubbed through the footage. It was all there. The empty room, the sound of my own restless breathing. For a moment, I felt a wave of relief. It was all in my head. And then I saw it. About an hour into the recording, it just faded into view, standing right behind the sofa, standing right behind me. A tall, skeletal thing made of bleached bone and shadow. It stood there for the rest of the night, perfectly still, its blank face pointed down at my sleeping head. The video showed it standing there, inches away, for hours. I thought about ending it, but I was too afraid of what might be waiting. Instead, I clawed my way back through my browser history, back to that digital tombstone of a blog. I read the single frantic post again and again until I saw something I'd missed before, a reply buried at the bottom of the page, written in the same sickly green text. It won't leave until you give it new eyes. It needs to be seen. You have to make someone else look. So this is me, making you look. I'm not asking for help or for anyone to believe me. I'm just showing you what's been shown to me. I'm passing this on. As I finish typing this, the pressure on my neck is easing. The cold spot in the corner of the room feels a little warmer. For the first time in weeks, the silence in my apartment feels empty. Truly empty. I think I'm finally free. I really hope you enjoy the company.